All right, we're back again. Um, I said I was going to do videos on everything I did on this house, every step, especially these cabinets. My last video, I said get you a light like that so that you could use it, and I'm going to kind of show you what it does. I'll make it a little sicker and noisy, but you can like see on that cabinet face right there, you can see every imperfection in that cabinet, in that paint with that light. So I run it down the side of it while I'm sanding it, and I'm able to sand off any runs or any imperfections, you know, like right there, you know, that was a run right there. Sand down, that's wood grain in there. It's kind of fill in, but it'll lay out pretty flat. But you know, I was wanting to show you that, and I'm not very good at this camera deal because I don't have nothing other than my arm. But also, I was going to show you this. You take these cabinets here. I take that sponge and I take that sandpaper, and I'm talking, it'll lay that paint flat. That's like I said. Right now, that's just your that's just the primer. I'm gonna try to take and do a decent little video here of me priming this. Whew. I'm having a fight, I'm having a fit with that light. But of me sanding the primer. But here we go. I'm gonna show it to you. I got me a little sanding block, just a regular 3M sanding block. I'm gonna get on that edge like that. And that primer will sand down and make a smooth surface. You know, just like that. What you want to do is you just want to get that. So this is where everybody's going to see it, right? And if it's something real deep, I'll grab me a piece of sandpaper. I've already went over this one with a little bit of this 80 grit. I know, that's crazy. I'm using 80 grit. But it's okay. I'm going to throw another coat of primer on here. And then all I'm going to use is this sanding block. After I do that, you can feel it. You kind of run it down through there. I know you can't feel it on the other side of that screen, but it's making it just smooth, and it's filling them right up, filling all them grooves up, you know. A lot of people want to skip this step. You know, they want to go out and they want to take and set it up and they want to skip it, and then they wonder why their cabinets don't look right. I'll get this to sit in this cabinet for a minute. I'll take and do some sanding and some videoing. But a lot of people, they want to skip that step. And they don't want to take the time to prime their cabinets. And they don't want to take their time and sand it back down in between coats. You know? And you really got to watch it. Once I get past prime and I'm starting to paint it, these edges are real thin. And it's just like painting a car. I don't paint cars, but I understand the concept. Anytime you have an edge, and you know, where the paint's got to lay over, you can put it thick on a flat spot. But once it hits that little edge, it's going to thin way out. And that's what it's doing on these cabinet doors. On that edge, it's kind of thinned out a little bit. It's no big deal, but it does thin out a little bit on there. So when you're doing this sanding, you got to be real careful. So like whenever I get done doing this one, and I sand these out, I'll take them, and I'm hoping that tonight, it's about dark. You know, I've already passed my shift to work and everything else, so it's late. And I'm hoping to be able to run the sand on this sponge on all these edges that I want sanded, and then come back, wipe them all down, and then I'm hoping that once I wipe them all down, I can actually come in here and sand paint these cabinets with just the top coat of primer. I would like to paint the faces of the cabinets and the faces of all these drawers and doors one more coat of primer, so that I can have just a little bit of something to, when I come back and just polish it a little bit with this sanding sponge. And this sanding sponge is old. I've had this sanding sponge for like, I don't know, I've used it probably for years. You know, it's not real abrasive, and I'll just kind of go over it, kick an edge off there, and overspray and all that stuff kind of come off. And like I said, it'll flatten it out. That paint, when I come back in there with that paint, they'll look amazing, or as close as I want to get them. Like I said before, I'm not a professional at doing this, but I'm shooting for, you know, I'm shooting for 80% professional look and quality. I mean, if I can get 80%, I mean, let's face it, if you have cabinets or you have something done in your house and a professional does it, man, for the money you're paying them, sometimes it feels like they're only doing 80%. You know, I have stuff done, and you know, I'm not saying just what my personal experience is, but I see things that people get done, and I think, seriously, you paid them for that? You know, I mean, it's a different time. You know, back in the day, you wouldn't have paid nobody to come in there and work on your house and give you an 80% job. You know, but if you do it yourself, well, you feel like you accomplished something. You know, so I really think that people underestimate themselves, how much they can get done, how much they can do. Like I said, everybody's a little different in what they expect out of something. You know, if I was a millionaire and I was making tons of money and I was just way up on the food chain as far as I'm concerned, I'd be like, I'd pay somebody to do it, not pay them well, so I knew I was going to get what I asked for. But you know, being as far down on the food chain as I am, you just kind of do what you got to do. You know, just kind of make it work. I don't know where you're at, but I know where I'm at. You know, and where I'm at, sometimes there's more month than money. You know what I mean? Now this door here is one of the doors I hit it with a hose. I can see it right there. There's one over here, another one I did too. Excuse me, but like I said before, wear your dust mask. I'm not, but because I hit this with a hose, I'm gonna try to knock quite a bit of that off up here, around where I laid extra paint right there, because I want to get that down as smooth as I can. And what you leave it here will eventually, you'll see it in the finished product. So it's just like if you put primer on your car and it had a run and you didn't get that run out. When you get all the way to the finish and you put the sealer, you put the final, the shine on it, the shine juice, whatever you want to call it. But you put your clear coat on. All layers of paint will all have that run, even though they don't really, the run wasn't in that paint, it's always going to show through. So, right now is the time for me to get all of that out. My mistake. Am I going to make this mistake again? Possible. I'm liable to be saying it back at it again, but I'm going to try to get it out now so I don't have it later. At least this one won't be there, you know what I mean? Again, this is 80 grit. It cuts quick. And get that light so I can see it. Light it off here with this one. And you may see me do some stuff, if you keep watching, you may see me do some stuff and you think, he has no idea what he's talking about. I don't. But, again, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out how this is going to look when I'm done. I'm not a professional, ain't claiming to be. I'm claiming to be a person that has a clear understanding of what I'm doing and try to do the best I can with the amount of money I've got to spend. So, I bought this old house, but originally I thought I was going to take and fix it up and rent it out. Kind of a retirement plan. People talk about rent and stuff, but this whole house here, it had a lot of water damage and things like that, and it had seen better days. It was a good house, fantastic home. It's a big house, man. This house is way too big to be renting out anyways. I just didn't realize that, but it still had the original bathroom in it from the 1950s. Didn't have a shower in that bathroom. Now it had a shower. It's got a shower in the basement addition, but it was in real bad shape too. Things had flooded, from water line. It had sit for like almost a year. The guy, old fellow, was a real nice fellow. A friend of mine that had it, and he was sick and he couldn't take care of it, and it froze up water lines and just had a lot of issues. This house has basically undergone a complete restoration. Right before I got their insurance paid for a new roof we put on it, and I could tell I got up in the attic and done some investigating whenever I was looking at it, and after I tore a bunch of the rod out, I got up in there and they replaced a lot of the sheeting and stuff underneath all the shingles and stuff, so it all got done. It looks good. It's amazing now, but you get into, and the guy I bought it from, a really nice guy. It was the friend of mine. I consider him a friend of mine. It was his grandson that ended up with it. And originally I told him, I said, I plan to rent this house out, it'd be a good house for a big family. But I've just, I've turned over so much in it, you kind of have to write down your stopping point for the amount of money you're going to stick into something before you can, so that you can keep from losing money altogether. So we got to the point, me and my wife, when she seen the house, she was like, this house is too big to have one little old bathroom in it. And I know you can't hardly see me over there, but it had this one little bathroom in it. She was just determined, and she said, we got to put a bathroom, three bathrooms. Well, I went in here, we took a bedroom out of this house, and like I said, sky's the limit in your house, people. Sky is the limit. You do whatever you want to with your house, within reason, But we went in, took a bedroom. This is all in addition to this house we're in right now, put in the 90s. Well, this on the other side of this wall right here, this was originally the back of the house, and there used to be a window right here, but they walled it off years ago, and that bedroom was dark. It didn't have a window in it, so we went in there, and my wife and we framed up 2 bathrooms in there and a laundry room, and we was able to take the old bathroom that was in the house and turn it into a walk-in closet in one of the bedrooms, which, I mean, hands down, would you like to have a walk-in closet in all your bedrooms? This house has, 3 of the bedrooms have a walk-in closet in it, so, that's pretty awesome. So anyways, we took and did that to it, and that helped quite a bit with it. Take up some of the, make it look really nice. And on this video, I don't know if I showed videos of actually the bathrooms that we did, but on this video, I guess if I'm still videoing here in a minute, I'll take you in there and kind of show them to you. Because this wasn't supposed to be about that. This is supposed to be about me doing these cabinets. But like I said, it's kind of a lot. It's a lot to take in when you're doing something like this. People don't realize, how much goes into a house and how much you have to do to make it not just a curb appeal on the outside, but on the inside. A lot of times your house, what sells a house is the outside. People pull up and they see that they either want a Mayberry house, it's just that cute little corner lot, or they want this house that's got this, big garage and stuff like that. That usually sells it, sidewalks, things like that. But we're going to get to that later on, but right now we're worried about what we can do in the wintertime when it's cold. And what I can do in the wintertime is finish cabinets and do stuff inside the house. So we come on around there where you can see it again. Come on. It feels like I may have done this one. I'm going to go over this real quick. Yeah, I did that one. I'll go back to the side of that. So let me go ahead and get this side on this one. And I'll take you for a walk once I get done doing this. And we'll see. I'll let you kind of see what this thing looks like all the way around. But like I said, it's kind of crazy how big this house is. I mean, when you see it, I kid you not, this house, if you drove down the road and seen it, you'd say, that's a cute little house. Man, you walk in this house and it just, I don't know, I think it's owned by clowns or something, because it's like a clown house. Like a little, remember when we was kids and they had a little Volkswagen car and the 17 clowns would come out of it? Well, that's kind of how this house is. It's so big. It's one of the houses that you're like, nah, it can't be that big inside. It is. It'll blow you out. And here, I'm bringing in on this. That's cool. I didn't realize that until I just flipped that over. There's part of that look of that. Let me grab this light here. You see that right there? That right there is where I didn't do the drywall, or the drywall mud. That's on the backside. I didn't do no drywall mud. That's what I was talking about. That grain will show through. And see, now that over there, I did the drywall mud on it, and it filled it in. You know, that's what I was talking about when I was doing that, trying to show y'all. You know, put that mud on there, make that canvas look real good to begin with. Save you a step, I guess you say. But pay attention. I'm talking to you and forget what I'm doing. Squirrel, right? But anyways, I'm hoping that when I lay that next coat down, that primer, these things will really blow out good. And I think they will. I think they're going to be, you know, like I said in the last video, I think it's going to be banging. I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be, but, you know, I'm hoping that when I'm done with it, you can come in here and be like, yeah, that's awesome. And if it isn't, it's okay as long as I'm happy. Like I said before, if you're happy with your finished product, then that's all that matters. And you know, everybody does it a little different. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna get the caulking gun out here in a minute. Put some you know, paintable caulking on it. And we're gonna go around and caulk these cabinets real good, and hopefully that'll, so y'all can see that part being done. But you know, like I said, I'm just trying to do what I can. And just like I told you before, in the last video, you know, the cool thing about what I'm doing is, yeah, I'm out a few $100s right now, and if it all works out the way I think it's going to, it'll all be great. But if it don't, and I have to go back and do it again, I'll just have a few $100s again, you know. I say I like a few $100s, it doesn't mean much, but when you're in the grand scheme of what I'm doing here, if I had took these out, even if I went to Lowe's or Home Depot or Menards, those are your bigger box stores right here, I don't know wherever you live, but and I bought them off the shelf, the cabinets off the shelf, this amount of cabinets, I'd be out on $3,000, $3,500, something like that. You know, just with what they have, and then I'd have to make sure I was skilled enough to put them together, and keep them level and square, and make them look right, because you don't realize how hard it is until you're doing it with those cabinets. I mean, like I said, I did my daughter's house, and she bought those cabinets, and we did them in hers. I think hers was about $2,500 worth, and we took and went in there. Now this was like a couple years ago, $2,500. I don't know what they are now. I haven't priced them, but when we done hers, we went in there, and it took me, I don't know, probably a week with them cabinets in, because their floors weren't level, and it was an old house, you know, house was built like in the 30s, you know. So even though I squared everything up and made it all right from there, but you know, it's a lot. I mean, if they're solid and the floors are solid and subfloors are good, you know, it's up to you to go that far. You know, why would you want to go down into the crawl space and jack stuff up if you don't have to? If it's within an inch, you know, in 15 feet or whatever, you're probably gonna be like, that's okay, I'm used to it. So in her house, that's the way it was. You know, it kind of did this, woo, through it, you know, and it dropped and it raised and it did what it did. But when we done her cabinets, you know, I had to go in there at the laser level and put marks on the walls, and then I had to start putting cabinets together. Then I had to go in there and cut out underneath the cabinets, underneath the bases, and you know, I mean, it was a lot. I mean, it was a lot. And by the time I got done, though, it's perfect on top. The countertops are perfect. And when you get them countertops perfect, and they come in there, because she laid granite on hers, and with them granite layers, they come in there and they drop that countertop on. Man, it's unbelievable how good it looks. So, like I said, you know, everybody does their own thing with that. But on this one, just like I said before, I'm planning on taking it, going over to Lowe's. I know I'm saying Lowe's a lot because I got a Lowe's card. You know, what they call MVP. You But anyways, I'm gonna go over, and that's what's kind of local here. We don't have a Home Depot without driving an hour or so. But anyways, I'm gonna take it, go over there, and I'm gonna take it, get this. I'm going there with my card, and I'm gonna buy the Formica countertop, and it looks like stone. I'll tile the back of that whenever I do it. I'll show you how to do that too. But when I lay that Formica on there, it doesn't have that backsplash on it, you know, like a bathroom backsplash. You don't have that in the kitchen, and it lays flush up to that wall, and then you tile down on top of it and meet it. That's where it's at. You know, people. That's what another one of the things that people want. They don't have to think they want it, but that's what they want. So, anyways, I'm done sanding. I might go over them base cabinets one more time, but for right now, I'm done sanding. I just want to show you that. I guess 20 minutes I've sanded, and I'm about ready to paint. So, I'm gonna give you a little walkthrough of this house. I've done some videos. Y'all seen some of the bedrooms and stuff that I did, but it's like I said, it's a pretty neat house. I built this whole bathroom in here. You know, it got a tub. It didn't have one in here. This was originally part of a bedroom. It's not a great big bathroom, you know. Put some recessed lighting in. You know, I think I did a video on doing my PEX water lines, a little short video the other day. These are this was the original bedrooms back here. Now I didn't do anything to these other than paint them. And this is that Valspar paint event. It looks good. But if you look at the floor, we'll bring you in here real quick. If you look real close, you'll see on that floor down there. That's where the original bathroom was. Now, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe I can put this phone right here and I'll show you just how small this bathroom was. Now, I'm 6 foot tall, and this is no joke. That's how small this bathroom was. This is it. I didn't change anything. There used to be a door right here, and there's where the light switch was, and I moved it over here. I'm just going to put a face cover over that, light one. But yeah, that's how small it was, and it's the other way too. I mean, I'm touching it. So it's 6 foot by 5.5 foot, 5 foot, I guess, because the tub is only 5 foot long. So, you know, it is what it is. That's a walk-in closet now, and it's going to be awesome once it's done. But you know, this isn't much bigger of a bathroom, but it's got a shower, and it's more designed for the house. It's a designed bathroom, and then you got to think this house had, I think it has. That would make it 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms upstairs, and one little teeny tiny bathroom. So, like I said, we went in here, and I'm gonna show you this one. I'm pretty sure this was the one I did the video on, but the other day. But anyways, kind of watching me hobble around here, and this is the other bathroom I got out of there. Now this bathroom here is it's a little more narrow. That's a 4 foot wide, 36-inch deep shower is what we put here, and that's perfect for a master. That's all you want. Your master bathroom. You want a big shower. I'm gonna put a 48-inch vanity right here where that plumbing is, and a commode, and it'll be awesome. People love that. But and then you know, it was such a big house. I mean, it's another walk-in closet in the master. Great big huge walk-in closet, big as the bathrooms. And like I said, it's got a lot of room. That bedroom's I think it's like, I don't know, 14 by 15 or something. You put a you know, king size in there if you wanted to. But I just wanted to bring you in, kind of show you some stuff what I'm doing. I want to show you them cabinets, you know, how they're doing. Even the places I hit it with the hose and stuff accidentally, it sanded right out. I mean, you know, you do whatever you want to do, but take your time. And you know, I grew up with guys, you know, my dad and my grandpa, they was them guys that could do anything. I'm telling you, there was nothing they couldn't do. I mean, my dad was a heat and air guy, and my grandpa was he was a preacher. But he was, you know, my grandpa grew up on a farm, and long story short, he was a kind of guy that there wasn't anything he couldn't fix, you know. My dad was the same way. He was, you know, jack of all trades kind of guy. You know, there was nothing that he couldn't do, whether it was a house or a car or whatever. They was just some kind of guys, you know. And you kind of grow up around that and you see it. And You know, they always said, you know, you can, if you can take and spend the time, and even if it's learning something or just trying it, you're gonna benefit from it. No matter what, as long as you're trying, you're benefit. You know, as long as you're trying to make it yourself, you're gonna learn a new craft. You're gonna learn something that no one else can teach you, or they can teach you, but you know, if you learn it, you don't have to call somebody. You know, if you learn how plumbing works, you don't have to call the plumber whenever your commode's not working right. You know, you got to stop that commode or something. If you learn how the paint works, you don't have to call the painter to come and paint your house whenever you know you're wanting to change colors. You know, you learn how drywall mud works. You can fix your own drywall. You know, I'll let you fix it. I mean, I watch these videos online, these YouTube videos, where there's that guy. He's out in like Vegas. I think he's like a magician or something, and he busts holes in the drywall in his house all over the place. And I'm like, man, you must be rolling in it, you know, to be able to go around your house and bust a hole in your wall and then spray paint it some kind of art on the side of it. You know, it's like I don't know, Tom and Jerry pictures and stuff. You know, so I mean, it's cool. But I mean, that's what he does. You know, it's pretty neat to see him do it. Now, I'm not doing it. You ain't gonna catch me doing anything else. And you ain't gonna catch me doing it in my house. If you do, I must have just hit the lottery. You know what I mean? But, like I said, it's coming around now on this one. And as long as I keep moving this way, what do they tell you? You know, the old saying goes, how do you eat the elephant? Just one bite at a time. Kind of how I'm taking this house. One by one. Just keep working my way around. Hoping that I'm doing it right, or right enough. You know, hoping at the end of the day when I get finished with it, you know, these runs are gone, and I get done, and it's like, yeah, you can tell I tried. Trying means a lot, you know. You gotta try. If you don't try it, you'll never know what you can and can't do. All right. Well, I'm gonna go grab a caulking gun, and let's see if we can't find us a tube of caulking real quick. And like I said, I don't think I'm gonna edit this video. I think I'm just gonna roll with it. You may like it, you may not, but I'm just gonna talk to you, and you kind of be with me while I work this evening. And you can see what I do, you know. You can kind of see it, see how it works. Let me see here. Is that white? I like the white stuff. It says white on it. Yeah. And this is, what's it say? Let me see. Paint in 30 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. This paint in 30 minutes. That sounds like a plan. By the time I get my stuff figured out and get my, you know, my gun all set up and the air on and all that, yeah, 30 minutes, I'll be ready to paint anyways. So let's go find my caulking gun. And like I said, let's see, just right here. I know where that caulking gun is. It's in here. That's where I left it. But a lot of moving around here. A lot of finagling through the windows or the doorways and everything. Now this stuff here, I like this stuff. Let me see. I'm kind of halfway blocking the camera there. But that stuff right there. That stuff right there, that Dynaflex, man. Like if you got windows, like vinyl windows, and it's on an old house, and they've taken and trimmed them out with aluminum. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you've got that on your house, you need to check them. You need to go around and make sure the caulking that they put in there, because they use caulking all the time on. You need to do it at least once a year. Once a year, you need to go out there. It can be middle of summer's best time, really, because that's when it's real dry. For us, it is. I don't know about where you live, but you know, you take and do it middle of summer. Set you back up here again, and you go out there and you take that stuff right there. That's the best stuff I found for caulking windows in. it sticks real good to that metal, that aluminum, and to that vinyl, so it'll stick them together real nice. All right, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Everybody talks about cutting the ends of these off. I'm gonna show you. It's a knife. You know, everybody's got one of these probably. Not like this. I like this one. I really do. I like this one probably better than I do just a regular, you know, when you put in your pocket. But there's on some of these they have a mark. This one don't have it. I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna show you the hole. That's all you need right there. You see it? Itty bitty hole right there. Just, you know, reference on it. Little bitty thing. You don't want any more than that on it. If you get more than that on it, you're gonna find yourself taking and just putting way too much on your you know, on your trim or whatever you're using it for. Whether you're cocking trim into the floor or whatever you're doing. But move this camera around a little bit. All right, real quick, I'm gonna take it right there, and I'm just gonna come up in here like this, and I'm gonna show it to you. You just pump it real slow. You just want to kind of be, you know, don't stop, but you don't want to take it and sorry, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, not to you. Sorry about that. Then you want to get there, okay? You got that far. You just want to take your finger, you know. Every old guy does this. I don't care who he is. If he's ever done any work around your house, he took his finger and rubbed it on this old caulking before. And then you're done. And see how that made that seam go away? Ta-da! now I'm gonna do that, and then, you know, I got it on my fingers. I usually wear a pair of gloves, but I just want to show it to you. But you know, most of these places I'm gonna leave them. I'm not that worried about them. Inside, I'm not gonna caulk the inside. I'm gonna leave it. Once I paint it, unless my wife Lisa comes in here and she says I don't like the way it looks, I want them caulked. I don't want to caulk them, okay? But now down here, I'll show you this. That spot right there. That will get caulked right through there. Yep. And that one will too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. I'm gonna set you. I don't know where I'm gonna set you. I guess I can set you right back up here for a little bit while I do that, and I'll get that knocked out real quick. But we'll do this, and then after I get this done, we'll be 30 minutes out. We'll pack it, you know? Like I said, don't let no grass grow underneath your feet when you're doing this. You put caulking on anything, don't you ever let that grass grow underneath your feet on that stuff, because it'll be there, and then you'll be like, you know, what I do with it, you know, because that stuff, it just piles up on you, and then you just want to take it. Make sure it's as smooth as possible, smooth as you can make it, and I'm gonna run over and grab a rag real quick, but you want to make it as smooth as possible on there. You do it with your finger, whatever, and then caulking, that caulking will stretch. You know, that's why I'm using that in the corners instead of like you know, I did that drywall mud before, and the drywall mud was good. I'm pulling my pants up, it's falling down. But the drywall mud works real good on this surface like this. But it doesn't move. Drywall mud, whenever it hardens, it hard. You know, it don't go anywhere. But this stuff here, it has a little bit, not a lot. It's not like an exterior stuff, but this has a little bit of elasticity to it. I'm going to pronounce that right. But what it does is it'll go into these little crevices and stuff and go back in there and fill in. Now, like I said, it will shrink. Be ready for it. It does shrink. And I think that's part of the reason why it has the elasticity to it. Whatever. And like I said, you caulk it tight like that, and if you don't put very much in it, well, you don't have much to stretch, you know. But if you put a little, you know, but you don't want to overdo it. You know, a little goes a long way with this stuff. This ain't like one of the little videos where they got them cool videos where in some of the country they got some kind of cool caulking gun they can put glass windows in with and make the bead perfect. Nah, this is just the way your grandpa would have done it, your dad would have done it. That's what we're doing right now. We're just doing it the way we know how, you know. Look at these dang ladybugs are everywhere. Crazy. I've never seen such things. They're all over everything. time on stuff like this. I don't know why. This is the age you grew up with. You know, wasn't a bad word to us. If we was talking about an object or something we was doing. But, here we go. Oh, stretching, boys. Get more stretch like that. Get over. Had a knee done. I can't hardly climb nothing. It's real hard on you. Get over. Don't get over. Tell my son that all the time. Don't get over. But you ain't got two opportunities, you know what I'm saying? You got two decisions to make. You can, one of them's getting over, you know. This is one of the things that, you know, I kind of, you know, this is not every guy out there anymore can do this stuff. And I feel sorry for them because, you know, my dad was, like I said, my dad and my grandpa, they was in people that they just could do anything. I could make a phone call and ask them a question. They knew the answer right there. I didn't have to Google it. I didn't have to look, you know, I didn't have to rely on anybody with them. And nowadays, you know, you got the internet, which is fine. I like it. But you got it, and that's a lot of your information comes from there. You know, your old man, he don't have to tell you anything anymore. You just pop it on the internet. Kills him, I'm sure. I'm sure he's like, man, I wish I could just tell him something. But, you know, that teach them. Now, if you're doing trim, and you're copping trim, I'm gonna tell you right now, use a wet rag. That's your best friend. You take that trim, put that copy in that trim, go back with that wet rag, and you can make that trim look. Bang. You can. That's the word I like to use. But you can take that copy. I think it's about old. I can never tell like the way it comes out of the gun. It gets old, it starts getting real thin. Just bought it on the store. It seems to be coming out pretty thin. That's okay. I can handle it. I'm gonna make wolf hats on to do it, right? But you want to cop all around these little things like this. And make sure you get that up on there. Get that on this. You want that seamless, right? Is that what we're talking about? We're talking about making it seamless. We're talking about this, copying this in. You want that. You want all your stuff to. You want it to appear like it was made on a factory. That's what people like nowadays. They want stuff to look like it come off of an assembly line, a machine made it, you know. I tell you the one thing that I can say about the world, you know, the crafts that were done years ago are still done today, but machines do them. And what was done years ago, you can't hardly replace what a person can do. I mean, you get close, but it really is. It's just one of the things where you're like, man, they were that talented, you know. And people, you gotta think, you know, there's still people doing this job, but you know, where I grew up, sewing factories were where your money was at, you know, making clothes. People still do that. Don't get me wrong. There's still people out there doing that. Most of that's outsourced to other countries, not the United States anymore. Just because they can outsource it and it makes it cheaper for everybody. Don't get me wrong. It's, you know, we're getting the benefit of that being cheaper too, right here in this country where they used to be. But it's one of them deals where, yeah, they outsourced it and made it cheaper. It is. Let me get this stuff out of here. And the cool thing about caulking and what we're doing here is I can just reach down here like that. Start on the floor of that. Wipe it up. Take my finger and wipe it up. Done. Finished. You know. Ain't worried about that. Alright. Showed you my belly there, didn't I? But look at that. You see all them holes right there? I'm gonna bet money. If I was a betting man, which I ain't, but I am. If I was betting right here, right now, I'd say there used to be a can opener. You remember them 80s, 70s, and 80s can openers? Everybody had one. Your mama had one. Can't say she didn't. My mom had. We grew up in a single wide junkie trailer in the 70s. You know, it's from the 70s. I was born late at the end of the 70s. So, my mom still had one of those can openers that mounted to your cabinets, and then you put your can in. You remember that? You running around there? Yeah. You know you had one. We all did. But she had that, and she taken had to have it. Had to have that thing. You know, we all. It's just crazy. It's crazy how things have changed. It's just, I don't know. Things have changed a lot. But all right, I wanted to show you that. I'm gonna stop this video here because I've got to wait 30 minutes for that stuff to dry, and then I'm gonna come back in here. And I may make another video of me mixing the paint up, and I may put it on tomorrow of me mixing it and shooting it back on. Probably won't because again, this is, y'all seen me paint these once. You don't need to see me paint them again this time. But I gotta wipe them all down and tack them all out, and let that dry, and then I'm gonna throw another coat of primer on there, and we're gonna call it done. You know, try to get home before it's too late. My wife's said she's at home. Normally she's here helping me, but when I'm doing stuff like this, it's really no use for her to be here because it's just me sanding and me painting, and she's like, you know, she don't want to mess it up. She don't want to be in my way. I let her come in and critique it, you know, tell me if I did good enough or not. But normally she says I do a great job, but I think she's just trying to build me up so she can keep me going. But I appreciate you. Again, like I said, if you watch my videos, great. If you don't, you know, one of these days you might. So, you know, I'm gonna shoot it to you straight every time. I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But man, I appreciate you. Like I said, again, this is a food truck channel. I'm just doing this right now because that's what I'm doing. And you see me out in events, you come see me. You know, holler at me, say hey Tony, I seen you on YouTube. But I appreciate you. I hope you watch some more of my videos, and I hope you learn something. I hope it's something. And if I do it wrong, and you see me out, and you be like, hey man, if you'd have done it this way, yeah, you know, I don't really know how this YouTube thing works yet. I just started doing it, so. But yeah, like I said, show me something, teach me something, because you know my motto used to be, once you learn one thing, you're done for the day. You can only retain one thing a day, so learn it and just stop. You know, again, like I said, I appreciate you, and I hope you watch some more of them. You know, all right, y'all have a great one.